Alright, so I'm going to show you guys the process that I do to tackle the green pool. So I call this a green to clean pool. It hasn't been taken care of for like a couple weeks, and here in Vegas a couple weeks will turn into almost a swamp, right? So the pool hasn't been taken care of for a couple weeks, and it's starting to turn to mustard algae. Let me show you. Here's the pool. I don't know if you can see in the video, but it's mustard algae right there in the corners. I don't know if you guys can see it. And for those who don't know what mustard algae is, it's like it speaks for its name, you know. It explains itself. It looks just like mustard, and it's algae because, you know, you have green algae, like light green algae, and you have mustard algae, and you have the worst one, which is black algae. Here, let me show you. There you go. So the first thing you do with every pool that's new, this is a new client, first thing you do is test the water. I'm not going to bore you guys with that, on how to test the water with the, you know, with the tester and everything, because I already did it. So the amount of chlorine that's in this pool, 0. You guessed it, it's 0. The amount of acid in this pool, muriatic acid, it's a 8.0, so there's hardly any acid in there. So the first thing I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna add some muriatic acid and let it circulate. And let me show you guys all the chemicals that I'm going to be using today. So we have 4 gallons of liquid chlorine, silver algidine, phosphate remover, yellow trine to really kill the mustard algae. I got my muriatic acid, I got some shock, and I got some tablets. So I'm gonna add some muriatic acid right now, and the way you add, there's so many ways to add muriatic acid, but the way I do it is I do it on the deep end right here. So if you're not a pool professional, wear some protective gloves, wear some masks, because it's really bad for your skin, it's bad for your everything, okay? So don't do what I do, do it at your own risk, okay? I'm not telling you to do it this way, but this is how I do it. I just take a deep breath, hold my breath for a long time, and pour it slowly. Perfect. So I walk away a little bit. I'm still holding my breath. There you go. Put it down in a safe place. Right? So next thing I'll do is I'll let that circulate. Let it circulate a little bit, so that way it doesn't just sit on one spot. Alright? So while that's circulating, I'm just walking around and assessing everything. So you see how bad it is right here. You see it right there. Yep. So we'll let that circulate for who knows how long. The next thing we'll do is we'll go to the pump. I'm gonna turn off the vacuum because I want it to go on the main drain and a little bit of skimmer to really circulate, because the vacuum is only for just cleaning. We're cleaning a lot. So let's go to the pump, change the timer, and let it run 24/7. Put it on service, filter pump. Alright, so let's wait for this to go. And I'm hearing some hissing. That means there's a leak. You see that? Okay, so let's go ahead and check this out. We're gonna go to settings, program 1. Speed, now we have it running from 7:30 a.m. to 7:31 a.m. I'm gonna change that real quick and put it 29 just in case. So go ahead, press start, press 1. This will start now. So now we have to identify which one is the vacuum line. So I'm thinking this is the vacuum right here. So let's process of elimination. I'm gonna turn off one valve and see if the vacuum is still moving. So trying to prime. So we'll let that prime up. Let's go look at the pool, see what we got going on. All right, that's moving. Perfect. I usually don't put chlorine tablets in the skimmer basket, but for a green to clean purpose I do it because I need it to circulate. I need the whole thing to circulate, right? So this is the only time I do it. On a regular service I don't do it at all. All right, so the pump is going. Let's go look at this. It's not moving, so that's good. We'll just leave it there. That means everything's going to skimmer. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I need to hyperchlorinate this pool, right? So I'm gonna put some shock. I'm gonna shock it real quick, a little bit, okay? So watch me do it. I got 2 pounds right here. Don't worry about the shock sitting in there because I will brush it shortly. There you go. Just like that. So this 2 pounds of shock will do you really good. So try to sprinkle it around. And the thing about shock is don't just sprinkle it like I'm doing and you don't agitate it, brush it off after, because it'll eat up your plaster, it'll destroy a lot of things. Okay, so make sure you brush it after. But for now I'm gonna let it sit, let it kill that mustard algae. Right, so I'll let that do its thing. And the second thing that I'm gonna put right now is I'm gonna put some liquid chlorine. I have it right here. So before I put the liquid chlorine, I'm gonna turn off the pump because I want the water to be still. And I'm gonna show you why. All right. So I turned off the pump. So now I'm gonna add some liquid chlorine. There's the first one right there. And with liquid chlorine, you don't want to just add it in one spot, okay? You want to add it in like different spots. So one there, one over there. This is gonna be over here, okay? And the reason why I turned off the pump is because I want the water to be still. And when the water is still, I can really use my yellow trine. And for yellow trine to really work and kill the mustard algae, the water has to be really, really still. So hold on one second, let me open this up. When doing this, make sure you wear your own protective gear. Don't do what I do, okay? So, water is still, pumps turned off. I am going to add some liquid chlorine on the edges, okay? And again, there's a lot of ways to do this. but this is just the way that I do it, and it's worked out for me. So do your own thing, do your own research. Whatever works for you works for you. Whatever works for me may not work for you. So all right, take your Yellowtran, sprinkle, just sprinkle a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, gonna add, sorry, it's hard to do this with one hand. Put more right there. So added a whole bunch in that area. Take our Yellowtran again, sprinkle, sprinkle, just a little sprinkle, you know, goes a long way. And the bromine, this is the ingredients, sodium bromide. The bromine in here kills the mustard algae really, really well, especially against the walls. Put that there. I'm gonna grab some more liquid chlorine. Okay. Okay, liquid chlorine. And I'm gonna show you in a little bit what happens to the mustard algae when you add Yellowtran. So another one, work on this right here. Hyperchlorinate. Go ahead and add this. Start here. Okay. So we'll move on to the next part, which is this part right here. Take some more liquid chlorine. This is a very, very tedious job, but it's a fun job. Okay, so add it right here. So a lot of people are gonna ask me, why do you use so much chemicals? Well, I use so much chemicals because I'd rather be over, you know, I'd rather be an overkill than under, right? So, and one thing about green pools, if you don't put enough chemicals the first time, it'll come back like stronger and you just wasted your chemicals. So I'd rather go over one time, do it right, kill everything, get it done, and then don't come back. Pretty much covered everything. As you can see, it's already starting to clear up. Look at that. I haven't even brushed it yet. Alright, so going around, it's hard to tell in the video, but it's looking lighter. from over here, and everything's moving really well. So this is what happens when you add yellow trine or whatever, however you want to pronounce it. It's starting to kill everything, see? Starting to kill the mustard. There you go. Boom. Alright, so that's circulating. That's doing its thing. The next thing I'm gonna do is turn on the pump, let everything circulate, let everything do its thing. Press start, it's going. So we'll let it do its thing now. Alright, next thing I'm gonna add is phosphate remover. This is what I use. It's very cost effective. I'm gonna add 16 ounce of it. So just open up. Add your 16 ounce. So one thing about my clients and my green to clean projects, I don't go cheap on chemicals. I go all out. I put everything that I can to make sure it's good. You know, the phosphate levels, it's high, but it's not too high. This is not necessary, but I just like to do it just in case. So how do you know there's phosphates in the pool? Well, of course you test it, right? What if you don't want to test it? This is another way to figure out there's phosphates in the pool without testing it. Okay, so I have my phosphate remover right here. I'm gonna dump it in there. If it starts clouding up, that means you have phosphates. All right, you see that cloudiness? That means you have phosphates. The cloudier it gets, the more phosphates you have in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just sprinkle this all over as much as I can. Look at that. Wash it off a little bit. Look at all that phosphates right there. It's not the most phosphates, but it does have phosphates. And for those who don't know, phosphates, algae loves to eat phosphates. That's their food. That's their food source. So I'm trying to kill it. All right. And last thing I'm gonna add, and this is an overkill. This is a very, very much overkill, is silver algidine. I'm gonna add about 8 ounces of silver algidine. 16 now. I'm gonna add 16 ounces of silver algidine. Let me remove this because I want it to go straight in there. Okay, so 16 ounces of this, and this is pretty cool. So watch this. I love the color of this. It's like crazy, and no, it doesn't stain anything at all. Okay, unless if you leave it on the pool deck, then it will stain. Okay, watch this, guys. There we go. Alright, be careful adding this, because if you leave it on the deck, it will stain, okay? So, add it right there slowly. There you go, let it sit. I'm gonna wash this off right here. And this is like my not so secret weapon. Alright, so the last thing I'm gonna do now is just brush the walls to really soften everything up. And then after that, I'm just gonna clean up. But one last thing, the brush that I use is this steel brush, because it really gets into you know, the PebbleTech of this pool, and then the plaster, whatever it may be. And you just got to be careful. If it's a new plaster, you don't use brushes like this, okay? So just keep that in mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my brushing. I'm not gonna bore you guys with that. So run your pump. I showed you guys all the chemicals that I'm using, but don't forget to run your pump 24/7, because if you're not running 24/7, it's not circulating, it's not doing you any good, okay? And don't be afraid to use, you know, a little over the amount of chemicals that you need, because trust me, you'd rather be over than way under, right? Because if you go under, you're just wasting your money and you're wasting your time. So let me know if you guys have any comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you. And one last thing, do your own research. I'm not telling you guys to do anything that I wouldn't do. And you know, before using any of these products, make sure you do your own research. Safety first. Put on your gloves,